Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. And right now, digperspectives.com, we're updating that website, giving it a fresh look here, moving and hosting on it. So stay tuned. You may see it in an error right now. But there's a link underneath the video if you want to join the Freedom Zone. And by the way, very quickly, you can now also join the Freedom Zone directly on YouTube. You can get the same thing that you get from the Patreon. We just created the opportunity. Some people, I've been getting messages ever since I created the private group. Hey, can I join just on YouTube? Can I join just on X? Well, we're going to make it happen all the way across the board. So you can join from whatever platform you feel most comfortable on. So there you have it. You can now join the Freedom Zone for the same cost, right directly. Just hit subscribe or join right there on the YouTube page, and you will get all of my daily videos with zero Google ads. That right there is the value you're looking for. Nonetheless, the extra content that we throw in there for you as well. Let's look at this. $3.35 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 1.3%. Bitcoin, 96,800 plus. Almost $2,800. $2,799 for Ethereum and change, and XRP to number 3 spot, 271. We're off a 0.5% on the 24. We're still up over 10% on the 7-day. Looking at the range of price between 263 and 276. Now it's starting to perk up a little bit, but we got some stuff for you to see today. You're going to love it. Let's get to it and keep you informed. It's XRP Las Vegas and the most incredible people from Paul Barron, Boone Bergsman from Web3 Industries, Bitwise's Matt Hogan, Dom and Phil Quant from EasyA, representing over 1 million developers with their EasyA app. Gregos Vlachos from Axelar, President of MoonPay, Keith Grossman, Nancy Beaton from Uphold, Mark Otto from Monerex, Austin King from Omni, Stephen McClurg from Canary Capital. What will they be talking about with XRPs by the time XRP ETFs by the time we get to stage on May 30th, May 31st? CEO of iTrust, Kevin Maloney, Dr. Chris Brummer is going to be sitting down with a fireside chat with Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple CEO, and also Blueprint, his new company. Wait till you find out what's going on there. Simon McLaughlin, CEO of Uphold, obviously Brad Garlinghouse, the former head of the CFTC, the Honorable Chris Giancarlo, and Cody Carbone, the president of the Digital Chamber. And we've got more coming. Let's get into it. Tony Edwards sits down with the Honorable Chris Giancarlo, and this is what he says about the thought and rise of meme coins. And he's got it right on the money, as usual.
I have a love-hate relationship with meme coins, and I hope we could find a balance, because I don't want people to also lose money and they just get caught up in the speculation.
You know, this has got to rest on the SEC shoulders as well, because they attacked anything with value associated with it. So they created a landscape where meme coins, effectively worthless, were the only thing you could do. So, we're going to look back and realize the last 4 years, especially the last 2 years, retarded the growth of this industry so badly, did so much harm, caused a uneven development. You know, in a natural evolutionary cycle, things of value would have run a pace of things lacking value. It caused so much hindrance to a normal evolution of this that I really think that when the history is written, the people responsible for that bad policymaking, I hope in the eyes of history, they get what they deserve, because it really was really unfortunate. I think an abuse of their regulatory authority. You know, when you take that oath of office, you've got a responsibility to deliver thoughtfulness and value, and that resistance to it served nobody, because the bad guys still did awful things.
There you have it, and they sure did. And Chris Giancarlo's got it right. I mean, Gary Gensler at the head of the SEC allowed all of these questionable things to move forward in the industry, while he went after the ones that were most transparent. He allowed the Celsius and the Voyager to collapse. He allowed the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX to go under. You know, it's just, and now we see the current administration and President Trump and crypto allies taking on the FDIC over the debanking that has gone on in the choke point 2.0. Now, this is the kind of fight we need to untie this mess. This is what we need. Anchorage Digital CEO Nathan McCauley took the stand earlier this month at the Senate hearing with one message. His crypto bank was cut off without warning. The bank Anchorage had been working with for 2 years pulled the plug overnight. No call, no explanation, nothing. That is the problem. And we just had the Digital Chamber reveal inside of the SEC another area where choke point 2.0 was put in place to suppress from within the SEC. So this is choke point 2.0 goes across many different agencies. That's the point here. And then coming down to here to the point I really want to give you where we're going here. For Trump, crypto isn't just about politics, it's money. Before he was back in office, Trump and Melania launched the meme coins that instantly added billions to their net worth. The project raked in tens of millions in trading fees. A week into his term, Trump launched Truth.fi, the financial arm of Trump Media, promising ETFs, crypto investments, and Patriot economy assets, all custodied with $250 million at Charles Schwab. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is positioning X as an alternative bank. His vision? A full financial system inside his social media platform, letting users move funds between banks and digital wallets, make payments, and trade crypto all inside X. It's at this point, I remind everybody who's new to this space that Elon Musk came from PayPal, and they originally had a goal of creating an intergalactic currency and ditched the idea because shareholders got upset it was taking too long and said, let's just make it a payments app. And that's what PayPal is today. But I believe Elon's never lost a vision, and now he brings it to X, and he's going to make it a super app just like WeChat. And then we have to ask ourselves, what will be the back end infrastructure to facilitate all of this money moving around in a new digital on-chain economies? I happen to believe Ripple and the XRP ledger are going to play a role there. It's speculation. It's a brand new day for crypto in America, said David Marcus, the former head of crypto at Meta and current CEO of infrastructure startup Lightspark, which is being built on top of the Bitcoin network. He called the Trump administration shift a polarity flip of atmosphere and energy for our entire industry. The battle over crypto and banking is far from over, but with Trump, Congress, and the industry aligned, debanking may have just met its match. And that is a step in the right direction. Again, there's so many areas and agencies that the choke point 2.0 has to be removed from the rules inside of those agencies. I'm telling you, and think about holdovers inside of these agencies too that are not happy about it. They want to try to continue to do that work and continue to suppress this market and innovation. It's unbelievable. But we got the right administration to get this cleaned out. Right now, I want to remind everybody, Ripple could have a major presence in the U.S. financial system via indirect ties to FedNow providers. You know what? And when does it go live? I thought it was in March of this year, and it originally was March 10th, but it has been moved to July 15th. While the timeline has shifted, the outcome remains inevitable. Banks will be required to use blockchain that is both BSA, Bank Secrecy Act compliant, and a FedNow certified provider or certified service provider. Metallicus Incorporated stands as the sole provider, ensuring that everything operates on Metal blockchain. This delay presents a strategic opportunity to accumulate more ahead of its transition. Now, that's coming from Metallica's point of view, and good on them. But what I'm focused on is all the players tied into FedNow, and Ripple being one of them, and so many others that are working with Ripple. July is going to be a window to watch. And we know that we're supposed to get stable coins by April. So think of it. Between April and July, you could be watching an explosion of stable coins, possibly the launch of the X money on X, making it a everything app, a super app, and then lighting up in July, FedNow. What does the market look like then? And for anybody confused, there's been a lot of FUD about ISO 20022 has nothing to do with crypto. Oh yeah? Well, Smoke Dog has gone out and found the answer that says that's not accurate. SWIFT confirms that facilitation of ISO adoption will continue for cross-border payments, but also that interoperability will extend to domestic systems such as Bank of England, which is a Ripple partner for years, and other systems in FedWire and the clearinghouse. Clearinghouse, remember that. SWIFT will launch its migration to ISO 20022 for cross-border flows in November 22. For securities, derivatives, some improvements are already defined, such as upfront pre-validation of SSI and screening for ISN codes. APIs are increasingly used in security space, and standardized API solution are currently worked on. It is also foreseen that tokenization and crypto assets will be supported. That is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And stay with me. Breaking: Ripple partner with Ondo Finance to tokenize U.S. Treasuries on the XRP ledger. This is real institutional adoption in motion. Could this be the catalyst that pushes XRP to new heights? Oh, I think it will. Look at this thread very quickly. We'll get back to the securities and all of that, but we know about Ondo Finance, but listen to this breakdown in this thread. XRP isn't just for payments anymore. It's becoming Wall Street's secret weapon. Ripple is bringing U.S. Treasuries on-chain with Ondo Finance. Institutions can no longer ignore blockchain-based finance. Ethereum, watch out. XRP Ledger is now a serious player in tokenized real-world assets. With the faster transaction and lower fees, could XRP challenge Ethereum's dominance in institutional finance? Oh, yes. Big money is coming to XRP. Tokenized U.S. Treasuries meant instant settlement, 24/7 liquidity, and regulatory clarity. Institutional adoption is finally here. Are you paying attention? Yes, we are. XRP's DEX is already seeing $400 million plus in monthly volume. Now add tokenized U.S. Treasuries into the mix. The demand for XRP could skyrocket as institutions flood in. U.S. Treasuries, the safest asset in the world, now Ripple and Ondo are bringing them on-chain via the XRP ledger. The future of finance is blockchain powered, and XRP is leading the charge. The institutional floodgates are open. Banks and hedge funds can now hold tokenized U.S. Treasuries on the XRP ledger. This is real use case adoption, not just speculation. From speculation to real utility, XRP is proving itself as the institutional blockchain of choice. The U.S. Treasuries on XRP Ledger were witnessing the next phase of crypto's financial integration. Ethereum has competition. XRP Ledger is now supporting tokenized real-world assets with lower fees and faster settlements. I also, as a side note, believe that's why the real USD was launched on the Ethereum network too, because when developers and builders on Ethereum network realized this, there would be a mass exodus using real USD to get themselves onto the ledger. That's my thoughts. Could XRP finally surpass Ethereum in the tokenized finance sector? The XRP army knew it all along. Wall Street money is coming. Ripple's Ondo Finance partnership is a game changer. Are you ready for the next wave of institutional investments? That answer is yes. And then we see it going on around the world. Japan has just flipped the switch, they say. SBI Chairman Yoshitaka Kitao was spot on. Japanese banks are officially using XRP in 25. The future is now. Go Japan. And we've covered this before. Since then, we have been actively incorporating the latest financial technologies such as Ripple's distributed ledger technology in the U.S. to develop secure, inexpensive, fast overseas remittance. How about that? Loving that. To go a step further, this here, back December 30th, right at the end of the year, right before the year started, SBI Holdings could adopt MicroStrategy Bitcoin model, buying XRP. Listen to the first part of this, where Paul Barron, who will be with us at XRP Las Vegas, take a listen.
And from a global perspective, and we've talked about this before, SBI Holdings, their critical position, not only with Ripple, but just in the banking system within Asia. And I want to show something here. SBI Holdings, XRP is worth around, they have holdings right now. Let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys. Their XRP is worth around 1.6 trillion, $10 billion, and this is in yen. This is higher than SBI's market cap of 1.2 trillion yen. So they actually have more value in XRP than they do in the company value itself. So
that is remarkable in and of itself right there. Now, with that being said, you have to ask yourself, will SBI initiate a buyback program? They hold more of it than anybody else. And could this strategy be mimicking the MicroStrategy in the U.S.? Well, the plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vlad Tenev from Robinhood. The CEO speaks. You need to hear about the financial backbone is going to adopt blockchain technology, crypto stablecoins. Listen to what he says here.
Some of the growth over the past year has been about people being sanguine over crypto. And I'm wondering, and people are looking forward into the next administration as well with that in mind. And I'm wondering how sustainable you think this next leg up of crypto and digital assets is.
I think it's still very early in the technology adoption curve of crypto. I would say that still very, very niche. I mean, some folks have crypto as a small portion of their portfolios. I mean, an even smaller number of people have crypto as a very, very large portion of their portfolios. But the way I see the evolution of this technology is that crypto is actually going to underlie many of the traditional financial assets that people currently invest in and institutions invest in and trade. So much like we've gone from mainframe to on-premise to cloud for our financial backbone, the financial backbone is going to adopt blockchain technology. And the reason I'm confident in saying this is that we actually see both businesses. You know, we're one of the largest cryptocurrency providers, and we also are one of the largest traditional equities and options and soon-to-be futures brokers. So we have scaled businesses across both of these domains. And the costs of operating our crypto business are significantly lower. And that's because a lot of these intermediaries that you need to process a stock trade or any type of financial transaction, if you think about central clearing houses or transfer agencies or payment processors, a lot of them are running on mainframes. And in crypto, they've been replaced by software. So instead of having giant mainframe-based organizations operating, a clearing agency, it's all computer code. And so that's made the cost 10 times lower. And if you think about the advantages of moving traditional assets like stocks onto blockchains, it's actually not just the cost, but the customer experience is dramatically better. So one example of that is we offer a product in the US called 24-hour market. Very innovative product. Not many have figured out how to offer it. It allows you to trade over 1,000 single name stocks 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And it required a lot of technology, a lot of complex integration work to make that product available. And yet it's still 24/5, not 24/7, because the mainframes don't run on weekends. They don't have people putting the punch cards in them, right? Whereas blockchains are running 24/7 by default. You get fractionalization by default. And so the cost is a part of it, but also the capabilities and the user experience are huge as well. So I think in the future, traditional assets are going to make their way onto blockchain infrastructure. You're seeing an early form of that with US dollar stablecoin issuance, particularly abroad, where it's become the dominant way for people in countries with rapidly devaluing currencies to get access to the US dollar, to the point where the vast majority of blockchain transactions are dollar stablecoin transactions now. And even a few months ago, there was a report that USDT, the Tether stablecoin on the Tron blockchain, has exceeded Visa in daily transaction volume. And that Visa is a very large player in the payment space. So that's not a small feat.
Yeah, I mean, seems like
No, it's not a small feat. And let's take a look at this, because this is a nice time to remind you that Robinhood is buying Bitstamp. And in collaboration with Ripple, they will launch their own digital derivatives exchange, but entirely on the XRP ledger.
A business or an institutional investor, they also want access to the things we offer. They want 24-hour access to the equity markets, they want industry-leading margin rates, a great customer experience. So over time, I do think you'll see us branching more out into serving other types of customers, not just retail, but also businesses and institutions. And to that end, we announced an acquisition of Bitstamp, a global crypto exchange. One of the things that's very attractive about that business is that it's not just international, but also institutional. It gets us access to an entirely new customer base that we're not directly serving today. I think we can do more and more of that over the next 10 years.
We are launching our own derivatives exchange in the next few months, so that's something we are most excited about and really hope to cooperate closely with Ripple there as well. In final stage of integration of really some top 30 commercial banks globally on Bitstamp as a service, so these commercial banks will offer crypto through Bitstamp. So that's definitely something we are very proud of.
There you have it right there. You know, it's all coming the way we need it to come. I tell you, we've caught so much crap over the years. Bitstamp is building a derivatives exchange on the XRP ledger and being acquired by Robinhood this year in 2025, by the way. How about that? Yes. And I want to remind everybody of this. Remember I said, settling securities? Remember we were talking about derivatives? Yeah. The reality is all derivatives are securities. They are financial securities. And we know that XRP DRs have been created by the Depository Trust Corporation, right? The Receipts Depositary Corporation working in conjunction with the DTCC, I should say. What are they? XRP DRs are securities issued by RDC, the Receipts Depositary Corporation, that represent direct ownership of the underlying XRP. It is not an ETF, ladies and gentlemen, which are held securely at Anchorage Digital National Association, a federally chartered digital asset bank regulated by the Office of Comptroller of Currency. XRP DRs represent another step forward in bringing digital assets into the traditional financial system. Qualifying investors now have the ability to own XRP using the same process they trust for traditional securities. We're seeing I think it said major demand for digital asset DRs and are scaling our business accordingly. This would give the people connected to the DTCC to help settle the $2 quadrillion at the DTCC by using XRP DRs because you're in a regulated securities framework. Then they create this option to have access to do exactly that. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about. What do you think they created this sport? That's what this is created for. And it's incredibly exciting to me. I tell you. Again, XRP DR's latest expansion to provide Depository Trust Clearing Corporation that settles over $2 quadrillion a year, eligible securities that offer ownership of digital and alternative assets. Yeah, that's where we are on this day while we're waiting. I tell you, and then this is Steffes Crypto. He shows an inverted chart to get you excited here, but the reality is what he's really showing you is that he's still extremely bullish for a $30+ XRP in 2025. He says most likely near the end of the year. I can take that. I'm not upset about any of that. Are you? I'm here for it. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, ladies and gentlemen. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.